Hey guys! With this video, I'm going to start a new series on this channel and I'm super excited about that. I love trying new recipes and experimenting with food in general, and I'm pumped to share those experiments with you here. All the recipes that I share on my channel are going to be healthy and I hope delicious for you. Let's quickly see what are you going to see in today's video. So in today's video, all the recipes that I'm going to share are super healthy. They're all vegan and gluten-free and can be prepared under 20 minutes, well, most of them. They're all fiber and protein rich recipes and a great way to feed vegetables to the kids. So without much ado, let's begin. So the first recipe that we are going to do today is cabbage appe with coconut chutney. So I had some leftover dosa batter from the idlis that I prepared on the weekend. I just used that, mixed some grated cabbage into it, some salt, and then just mixed everything well. The proportion is about 2 cups of dosa batter and 1 cup of grated cabbage. I just mixed some green chilies and mixed everything well. Consistency is not that runny. Then I oil the appe pan and drop about 1 tablespoon of batter into each mold. I usually heat the oil first, that is I keep the appe pan on the stove and then put the batter into it, but this is just for demo purposes. Then let it cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. Our appe are cooked, we'll just flip them over. The appes are not going to be very fluffy because we have cabbage added to it, so there will not be a lot of fluffiness inside, but they'll sure be tasty and healthy. In the meanwhile, we are going to prepare some coconut chutney. So it's the usual method, I just add my own bits into it. So here goes the coconut, and then I will add some green chilies, then garlic, salt, some dariya dal, that is roasted chana dal, some coriander, and finally juice of 1 lemon. I usually put tamarind water into it, but whenever I run out of tamarind water, I substitute it with lemon juice, which works really well. Adding some water and then blending it. Do not add water all at once because otherwise the coconut might not blend that well. Once it's done, I'll take it out. And then we are going to prepare the tadka for chutney with some mustard seeds. Here I'm using sesame oil. Sometimes I use sesame oil, sometimes I use mustard oil. Then some mustard seeds and some curry leaves. And finally there goes red chilies. I really like the sight of tadka being sizzled in the tadka pan. It looks very enticing. Just adding tadka to the coconut chutney now, and our appes are also ready in the meanwhile. So we'll just take everything out in a plate. So there goes our appes and served with coconut chutney. It doesn't look very tempting, but it surely is super delicious. So the next thing is methi uttapam. The next day also I had some leftover dosa batter. I prepare a lot of it every time. I just mixed the dosa batter with some water to make it a little runny, and then I added some salt and chopped methi leaves. You do not really need to chop methi leaves very finely. Sometimes I just pluck the leaves, I don't even chop them because they are getting cooked anyway and the leaves are tiny. The bitter taste of methi leaves impart a very nice crunch to the bland dosa batter. I served it with coconut chutney from last day, but you can serve it with some spicy chutney to uplift the taste. So here I am just putting about 2 to 3 tablespoons of this uttapam batter on the griddle. I'll just spread the batter in the spiral movement like we do for dosa. This uttapam is going to be a little thick, so I'm not worried about how thin I have to spread it here. So once it's cooked from one side, I'll just flip it over again to check whether it's cooked from both sides. Well, it's done. It's a bit crunchy on one side and soft on the other side. And it looks delicious. The third and my favorite recipe from this video is this poha with sprouts and vegetables. Now I don't really like to eat sprouts on their own, so I keep trying new recipes to put them in so I can eat sprouts a bit more. So like whenever I prepare poha, I always try to add sprouts into it. Here I'm just chopping some vegetables that are going to go into the poha ultimately. And the other things that I have kept ready are a bowl full of green peas, half a bowl of roasted peanuts, and half a bowl of sprouts. So I'm going to do pachforan ka tadka in my poha. So here are jeera and then rai, that is mustard seeds, then some fennel seeds, methi seeds, that is fenugreek, and finally some kalonji, that is black seeds. So these 5 seeds mix, which is called pachforan. And then some curry leaves and finally green chilies. Just splutter them really quick and I'll add my onion. I really like a lot of onions in my poha. This is like about 3 onions here. I like them sauteed very well, like really caramelized onion here. So once the onions are caramelized a bit, I will add all my veggies and peanuts also, because like I said, I don't like fried peanuts in my poha and I like the taste of cooked peanuts. So that's why these roasted peanuts go into the vegetables. While the vegetables are getting cooked, we'll wash our poha here. So what I do is I wash poha flakes really well in a colander and then I just let them sit damp in the same colander for about 8 to 10 minutes. And that gives a really khila poha wala taste. I'll just mix everything well here. And then I'll add turmeric powder and salt to taste. Then just mix everything well again and just cover the poha and let it cook inside and infuse the flavors inside the whole thing. I have kept lemon and coriander leaves aside for garnish later. Usually the poha gets a bit dry, so I keep some water ready and I add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of water in this. And now it's the turn for my secret ingredient that goes into poha, which is about half a teaspoon of sugar. So when the poha is almost done, like 5 minutes before turning the gas off, I add this half a teaspoon of sugar into this and mix everything well and let it cook again for 2 to 3 minutes. Finally, a splash of lemon juice and coriander leaves for garnishing. The addition of sugar combining with lemon juice at the end brings out that really nice flavor into the poha. And here you go, our poha with vegetable and sprouts is ready to eat. The next recipe on the list is singhade ke aate ke paranthe. Usually what happens is singhade ka atta is used in Navratra. People usually add boiled potatoes to it. What I do instead is I add raw banana or kacha kela into these kind of Navratri recipes because potatoes are usually eaten a lot anyways. So here is our boiled raw bananas, which I'm going to mash. So after mashing them well, we'll add some salt, sendha namak usually, then some green chilies and coriander leaves and mix everything well. Water is usually not added like we do in the normal whole wheat dough. We just keep wetting the palms of our hand and bringing the dough together. So this is the way how this type of dough is to be kneaded. That's my mom's hand. Like you can see how she is kneading the whole dough and how she is putting everything together. You would need a little bit of practice and trial and error to come to this point. I still can't do it this good. Now as you can see, the whole is really come together and the whole plate is really neat and clean. Oh my God, how does she do it? I still don't understand. So now we'll start preparing the parathas. The ball that we take is a bit thicker than the normal chapati or roti. And with very slight pressure, we are just going to roll them into like a chapati or a paratha. And we'll just keep them on tawa. And I have used coconut oil here. You can use ghee or any mustard oil or whichever oil you prefer. And then just cook them like a normal paratha. Takes a little while to get them cooked properly, so just be patient here. And here we go. Here is our singhade ka paratha ready. my mom served it with kashifal, green chutney and dates chutney aside. And the last recipe for today is vegetable ragi chila with peanut chutney. So here what I have done is, this is an instant version of ragi ka chila. I have used 2 tablespoons of ragi flour plus 2 tablespoons of rice flour, just mixed everything well. And then I have taken some grated vegetables. Here I have taken capsicum and carrots. And then I'll just mix everything well. This amount is sufficient for making 2 to 3 chila. So just dropping some coconut oil on tawa and spreading it. And then just spreading 2 to 3 tablespoons of batter in the spiral movement, just like we do for dosa. Here is another angle for the same thing. You have to be really light on your hands while spiraling it. The chila is not going to be really thin like dosas, but because it has vegetables in it. And we'll cover it. So once you see the water drizzling on the sides of the cover, then that means the dosa is finally getting cooked. We're going to flip it 2 or 3 times just to check it's cooked from both sides well. And as you can see the little bits of vegetables here. And finally it's done. So I'm just going to take it on the plate. And quickly we'll learn the recipe of this peanut chutney. So I'm just roasting some peanuts here, and I have added like 1 bowl of peanuts and a few tablespoons of sesame seeds. So I'm just roasting both of them here. In the meanwhile, I'll do a quick tadka of my favorite onion. And then I'll add the crushed garlic into it. Some dry red chilies. And then I'll just mix everything together and blend it. So this is peanuts and sesame seeds. And then I'll add the tadka in it. The tadka should not be very hot, by the way. You can add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water at this point, and then increase the water till it reaches the consistency that you like. So here we go, it's all blended. We'll quickly do another tadka for that. And for that we'll use mustard seeds as usual. And then some curry patta, and finally dry red chilies. I know I'm using dry red chilies here twice, but that is the thing that gives this peanut chutney a very tangy taste. And here I'm going to serve it with that ragi and rice flour ka chila. Ta-da! So here we go, friends. I hope you liked all these recipes. If you do want me to make such videos more, just leave me in comments, and if you have any more suggestions for me, please let me know. Thank you very much. Till next time, take care. Bye.